G'day YouTube, my name's Alex. This is Alex Does DIY. As the title of the video suggests, I'm just going to do a rundown on the gas installation on the bus, which has now been certified by a gas fitter and is now all legal. So I know that what I'm about to tell you is all legitimate. He was quite pleased with the job that I'd done, and I actually said he'd give me a job. But yeah, I'm not keen on being a gas fitter. I'm not a gas fitter, never been, neither been a plumber. I actually hate plumbing. Anyway, so I'll run through the installation, which is completely compliant with rules and regulations in the state of New South Wales in Australia, and probably elsewhere as well. So the first thing you need to consider is where you're going to store your gas bottle. It can be stored on the outside of the bus, externally, out in the open, but if it's not, then it has to be in a self-contained box of its own, and it needs to be clearly labelled on the outside that this is your gas bottle storage. You cannot store a gas bottle inside the vehicle. Okay, so this is where mine is, underneath the floor. So I'll open it up and show you what I made for my gas bottle storage. Right, so this is just a metal box that I made out of galvanised sheet metal. Just folded it all up and welded it. And there's my gas bottle storage. It's a 4 kilo bottle. I would have really loved to have put a bigger bottle in there, but there was just no space. Now, things you need to do to make this all legal. The box itself obviously needs to be quite secure. You do need a drain hole. You can't see it, but there's a drain hole there, minimum of 25 millimeters in diameter. The reason for that is gas is heavier than air, and so if there is a leak anywhere in the system, it will go down and then through that hole. And obviously if you're travelling or driving around, it's going to suck out that hole. Now I've chosen to go with flexible hoses. The reason for that is if you use copper and solder everything together, it's prone to, over time, to cracking from vibration of the bus driving around and pulling the bottle in and out. So I can pull that bottle out completely and sit it on the ground while it's still connected to that hose. All your hoses in Australia need to be C class hose, which generally is either yellow or orange. It does actually say on there that it's a C class hose, which is also part of the regulations, if you read them, that it actually is labelled as a C class hose, and they generally all are. The regulator that it's got there is what's called a two-stage regulator. That is legislation. You must have a two-stage regulator, not just your standard barbecue type regulator. Fitted underneath here, you also need this, which is called a test point. So I'm assuming, I don't know, I think you just undo the screw and test that gas is flowing through the regulator. So my hoses I've then got going up through the floor to 2 bayonet connections. And when you do get your compliance, you will get, as you can see it there, your gas fitter, when he does the compliance for you, he'll give you paperwork, but he'll also glue a label in there to show that it has actually been checked and tested and as being safe and free of leaks. So inside the bus now, you can see this is above the box, directly on the floor, these 2 bayonet connections with these braided, again, C-class flexible hoses. They come up. I've only got 2 gas items. My stove, which it runs into there, and then my hot water heater, which is there. And that's all there is to it. It was all pretty simple, really, once I learned what the regulations are. So the key bit of advice I'd give to do with the installation is do your research first, or at least follow everything I've just shown you. I foolishly went out and bought a whole bunch of stuff before I even read the regulations, and just got standard barbecue stuff. Another regulation is, apart from the C-class hoses, you can't have any of your hoses longer than 1200 millimeters. That's another rule, certainly in this country, or in this state, in this country. Yeah, but I went out and bought a whole bunch of stuff, standard barbecue regulators and hoses, and, you know, I got good gear, and started installing it, and it wasn't until my engineer said he wanted gas compliance, and then I started looking at the regulations, and I bought all the wrong stuff. Lost the receipt, so yeah, when I finish this build, I'll probably get a table at local markets just to sell a whole bunch of stuff that's brand new, or I'll flog it all off on eBay cheap or something. Just all this, I've got boxes and boxes of stuff that I bought for this bus that I'm not going to use because it was just the wrong thing. So yeah, so anyway, that's my gas installation. And it all works 100%. I'm living in the bus now, so I'm cooking on gas. I haven't used the hot water heater yet. I've tested it and it works, but I'm parked opposite a house where I can go in and have a shower, so I do that rather than use my hot water. But it's easy to use. The hot water service, I'll show you this. So it's an Atwood hot water heater, 22 point something litre capacity, does both electric and gas. So I can switch this one on, and the electric, I just heard it click on now, the electrics will start heating up, or I can flick that and it's an automatic pilot light that lights inside the heater. There I go, I can just hear the gas burning now, and it'll heat up. I think we're both running, from what I remember in the instructions, which I've lost, it said that with both on, it'll heat in about 30 minutes, up to full temperature with, turn that off, or with just one, it'll take about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to heat up. But I haven't really used that yet. But I just thought that was cool. This was the only water heater I could find that has this. All the others you had to actually go to the hot water service to switch it on, so I didn't really want to do that. Anyway, so that wraps up this video. I hope that was informative for you. Please let me know if you've got any other questions, and I'll answer them if I can. And look out for the next video. Cheers.